Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing medium mid-back knotless braids. So right now, and just to let you guys know, I did speed this video up just so it won't take all day. But I did record me doing the full pre-parting. So I like to pre-part longer hairstyles like medium, mainly small knotless, but sometimes I'll do the medium knotless depending on if the client has a lot of hair or if it's like boho. You know, boho takes longer because of the technique that you have to use. You have to keep adding the hair and so forth and so on. So this is me just pre-parting, starting with the back. So on the back for medium, I do 3 rows. And then on the top, I do 5 rows. That's my medium parting grid. I do understand that everyone's, well, just being on social media, I do see that everybody got their different parting grids for medium. This is just my medium because I also do like mediums, which is small medium, medium large, you know, small. I try to stay away from extra small, but I do extra small, but I mainly do small. So you have your small, medium, which is small, medium, large, then jumbo. So that's my parting grid. So that's why I do have my rows. That's how I have my rows set based on the styles that I do, based on the sizes. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied, guys. I think it's because I'm still trying to get used to recording on social media, on YouTube per se. But anyway, yes, this is me. I like to, I don't know if you guys saw me, but I like to pre-count the rows before I do the rows. So I'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to make sure. It does help with me making sure that each row is being properly sized. So after I do my 3rd row, then I'll just split it down the middle, and then I'll do 2 rows on one side, 2 rows on the other side. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you'll see me part it. You'll see what I mean in a few seconds. So for boho, it is a little different than knotless because the amount of hair. This is me as a hairstylist. This is just what I experience. This is how I feel. The amount of hair that you do use, like the braiding hair, is not as thick as the amount of hair that you would use on regular knotless. I hope that makes sense too. Then you also have to remember when to add the boho hair, how many pieces of boho hair to use per row. Now in the back, sometimes I do 1 or 2, but lately I just been doing no boho in the very first row in the back because the matting, when it rubs against the shirt and stuff like that, it just mats up. And that's me just checking for length, just to make sure that I'm stopping at the proper length. And then after I braid it down, I lock the head to secure it. Because it's boho, locking the hair at the bottom when you go around the braid a few times and then you do the knot, I call that locking the hair. It's okay with boho to do that, but if you do that on just like a regular knotless braid in the back, it kind of makes it look funny. So it's just good that you just get the appropriate hair length, or make sure you cut down the hair to the right size where it's going to end. You can do it, you can lock it like that, or you could just leave it, and then when you shave it down to razor it, that's the only thing. You will probably have to shave it down and razor it more and hope that it looks right. My braiders, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is me just finishing up the first row in the back. So for medium, I do 4 braids in the back. Now sometimes you have your clients who have a lot of hair, so as you go up, you're gonna realize, you know, when you part the hair and when you part in the making the boxes, you will realize you have to create an extra box just because they got a lot more hair, and it's just going to even the braids out. Also, I know that I pre-parted the hair, but every time I take out a row, I still also pre-part every row because that makes the style go longer. In the future, goes by quicker to me. In the future, I do plan on trying to work my way up to just pre-parting the whole head, pre-parting the whole head hair, pre-parting the whole head, and that way, from what I've seen, I believe it's gonna make the style quicker. I believe it's gonna make it go by quicker because just pre-parting like this is already making it go quick. So I just feel like that'll make it go quicker. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Anyway, I think this is the 3rd row. So on the 3rd row, it looks like that I added 2 boho pieces per row. So yeah, as you go up, you can gradually add more boho pieces. And then you'll also have to add your braiding hair as well, just to make sure that it comes down long enough, depending on the length of hair that you're using for your back. And you trim the flyaways. I don't know, because with boho, sometimes it be a lot of like the boho hair will at the other end of the boho hair will poke up, so you just gotta trim. It's best to trim that off as you go along, because once you finish, you don't want to have to go back like regular knotless braids. You can just go back and trim the whole head, but with boho, it's going to be like going through a forest. So it's just best that you trim that piece off as you go along. Trust me, it's not going to take. It take time away, but it's not going to take as much time as you might think, and it'll save you a lot of time in the end, because you can actually miss out on some pieces that you were supposed to get, just because, like I said, it looked like a jungle, like a forest. So after I take out each row, yes, I go through it and I part it. I go through it and I comb it. I comb it really good, and then I begin pre-parting again. Guys, you can let me know if pre-parting works for you, if you've tried pre-parting, or what you think about pre-parting. Let me know. Let me know if it's a quicker way out here, like another quicker way out here to do things. I don't know. And this is me going back over my pre-parting because it looks like that I didn't portion out the hair properly, so I had to go back and part it again. I feel like once you get, all right, this is row 1 at the top. I feel like once you get to row 2, that's when you almost, like, you made it. Like, you can start, like, knowing, like, yeah, I'm almost done. Like, I'll be done soon. Like, you start seeing the light. But like when you finish the back takes no time. You fly through the back. But for some reason, these first 2 rows, once you made it past the 2nd row up top, yeah, you about to fly through the rest. I don't know what it is about these first 2 rows at the front of the head, but yeah, and then so I used to start off with a boho braid in the back, but I realized, like, you ain't even gotta do all that. You can just start with the boho hair as you go up, because ain't nobody really gonna see that at the back. So that's just me. You can still do it the way you want to do it, but I'm just talking about me. And it saves time, because starting with the boho hair can be a pain at times. At times it could be a pain. So I would just rather do it this way, where people can start to see your scalp. Yeah, then I start with the boho hair, and you know, it just makes it go by quicker. Because by me pre-parting her hair like this and doing all this, it only took me 6 hours to do her hair. And then probably an extra half an hour, like 6.5 hours. An extra half an hour because, you know, dipping, going back through dipping, and, you know, doing the finishing touches and stuff like that. All that took me probably about a half an hour extra. So, believe me, the pre-parting, and you know, it took me a while to come up with my method for boho, but it works for me. Anyway, so yeah, for boho, I just like to do the perm rods at the ends, with those, you know, you put the perm rods, you curl them at the end with the perm rods, instead of just doing the boho hair at the end, because I feel like it lasts longer like that to me, because the boho hair can get tangled up, and who got time to be fighting with the ends too when you already fighting with your regular hair, with the regular boho hair throughout your head. And boho is a boho hairstyle. It's a nice hairstyle. It's a beautiful hairstyle. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like the boho hair look, especially, it's just a pain keeping up with it because it's a high maintenance hairstyle, but you keep up with it and stuff like that, it's real cute. Like, I would say, like, keeping up with it at night, all you gotta do is just put on in like some big twists, or just put it back in a ponytail and just every morning run through your hair. Yeah, like, and you could put like the water with the conditioner in there and run through your hair. If you want to do it every day, that's you. Or you could do it every couple days, if you just keep your hair nice and right. Like, if you keep up with your hair, like, as you can see at her ends, that's what I'm talking about. I curl the ends with the perm rods, the curlers, whatever you guys call them. I know I grew up with them being called perm rods, but yeah, I curl them that way, and it blends in with the hairstyle very nicely. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.